Good weekend, Wario, and good weekend, Switch fans. I'm here bringing you a special report before we kick off the work week because Nintendo's got a big work week ahead. All right, they're dropping their Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, and everybody is crazy, confused, bothered, bent out of shape. I mean, this just seems like a bad rollout all around. It's a $50 higher price tier online service that provides 9 N64 games, 14 Sega Genesis games, and an Animal Crossing DLC you may not even be able to use. But Nintendo can and will fix this, and in today's video, I'm gonna talk about how. I really believe that they will right this ship, and so let's go over all the reasons of how they will and how they won't. But what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy these videos, and let me know in the comments down below your take. Would this be it? Please let me know. So October 25th is the launch date of the expansion pack service that provides N64 Genesis and AC Happy Home Paradise. They promised more games, but right off the bat, they're giving us a basic sum of titles, and some of the more exciting ones like Banjo-Kazooie and Paper Mario aren't coming out until later. Now, Nintendo could have remedied this by delivering a boatload of N64 games and Genesis titles, but they decided to keep with their traditional practice of drip feeding this game. There are 4 ways that Nintendo can fix this service, and I think that they will because Nintendo has been receptive as of late to feedback, all right? The Switch era has been one that is still shaky in some elements, but in many ways, Nintendo has made moves that they wouldn't have made in the past. This generation has been one of their most outwardly successful generations from a fan service standpoint and from a dollars and cents standpoint. And recent decisions, such as Animal Crossing, finally getting a massive update at the request of every fan that purchased that game. Metroid Dread dropping and being the true successor to the Metroid franchise that fans have been clamoring for. And it worked. Sora making his way into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate after being the most requested character by the fans years ago. And one could even argue that the decision to delay Advance Wars Reboot Camp 1+2 into 2022 and sacrifice a holiday title is in fact looking out for the fans to deliver a game that's worthy of the full retail price. So I believe that Nintendo does have the pulse on the fan base, and while it would make no sense for them to magically lower the price, even though that would be quite the cure, there are some things that they need to do. But let me get out of the way the thing that they should not do, all right? And it might surprise you based on where I'm coming from. They should not add themes or folders to this expansion pack package. Why? That would be amazing. Zach, you've been asking for themes for years now. What are you saying? Well, hear me out. Themes and folders are very standard additions to an online service, and they should not be gated behind a higher price tier. If Nintendo were to do that, I feel like blowback would increase, not decrease. I have to pay the $50 tier just to change the color of my Switch menu? That is a bit insane. I would so much rather Nintendo place those features into the normal Nintendo Switch Online membership because they probably should have been there from the beginning. You got a system with like 4,000 games and you don't have a great way to organize it. You got a system with all these amazing characters and a pedigree of handheld systems that had beautiful themes, and all you got is dark and light. So Nintendo should absolutely not bribe us with basic features and try to reel us into their more expensive tier. What they should do though is right here. They should provide us, the players, with a schedule of their upcoming N64 and Genesis releases. And heck, if they don't want to give us the titles in order, just let us know that, hey, every 3rd Monday of the month, we're dropping a new batch. That would be so much better. We would know, we would expect, and we would anticipate, and you would feel like, hey, my dollars are going to something that is going to pan out. As this plays out, it will be more and more worth it. Right now, we don't know if we're going to get the next batch next month, in January, or next E3. It's not clear because Nintendo has been so scattered with their nostalgic games releases. And it's silly. These games are theirs. They should just let us know. And they've already teased top tier titles like Majora's Mask, Banjo and Kazooie, Paper Mario, Mario Golf. Just let us know when they're coming. I still think they should have dropped them all at the beginning, but at this point, let us know when they're coming, and that would go a long way to easing the sticker shock of the higher price. A big one that Nintendo should absolutely do is build on this idea of DLC included in the expansion pack. When I first heard that Happy Home Paradise was going to be a part of the expansion pack, I said, wow, Nintendo is really moving the needle. They're really making a smart choice. And then that was it. They didn't talk about any other DLC, any future expansions. It was just AC. Now I know that AC is very popular. I like the game a lot. We play it a bunch on the channel, but plenty of players don't have AC, don't like AC. And Happy Home Paradise becomes absolutely worthless to that large sector of the Nintendo Switch audience. So Nintendo needs to get out ahead of this and promise that more games are going to be incorporating their DLC into the expansion pack. A service where I can buy into Nintendo's awesome DLC is actually quite cool. They have killed it on the downloadable content front this generation with packs for Breath of the Wild, Hyrule Warriors, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Splatoon 2, and look what's coming up ahead, Pokemon Legends Arceus and Splatoon 3. Two great titles to deliver paid content for that you could place nicely into this expansion pack. And if you're not ready to talk about exactly what the DLC will be for Pokemon Legends or Splatoon 3, that's understandable. Just let us know that some of the big titles of 2022 will also see their DLC featured in the expansion pack. And I understand like that might be a bit tricky, how do you word it, but look Nintendo, you can figure it out. You're a multi-billion-dollar company, you can figure it out. DLC as part of the expansion pack absolutely eases the burden of the price hike to $50. It doesn't feel fun to pay $30 extra for 9 N64 titles, but it does feel fun to pay for a future-proofing of DLC at a discount, and a free discount at that. Because a program where Nintendo offers some of their DLC for free in games like Mario Golf Super Rush, but then also provides paid, bigger expansion pack type content in Animal Crossing, Breath of the Wild 2, Splatoon 3, and you can buy into that via a yearly subscription. I love that idea. And honestly, I feel like this is the most likely. I feel like Nintendo is just kind of testing the waters with Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise, and they will be providing more into this, just as they added more fun things to the Switch Online membership over the years. Remember, Tetris 99 wasn't there at the start, and they've done some things like that where, hey, they're providing additional content. I just think in today's day and age, you need to let people know up front what you're planning to do. Even if it's in a broad stroke sense, don't leave them wondering. Don't take their money and then try to repay them down the line as the anticipation and anger builds. Along that same line, the third option that Nintendo should consider is adding a free game per month. Look how well those programs work on the Xbox and PlayStation side of things, and Nintendo has tried to do this with their free game trial, right? They've attempted that, and they put titles like Among Us and Minecraft Dungeons and Old Jackbox Party Pack, Daemon X Machina. That's fine and dandy, but I do believe they should deliver an actual free game that you can have as long as you're a member of the expansion pack. Probably should be part of every tier, but considering the original NSO is so low at $20 a year, it's fine to incorporate it into the higher price point. And you could give us a plethora of awesome indie games, one per month, maybe spoil us a season or two with something that's on the lower end of Nintendo's first party lineup, or something from the first year of Switch. Heck, a game like Snipper Clips would be a great inclusion for new Switch owners this holiday season. But delivering a free game every month, I think, would just automatically and numerically up the value of this. You'd so quickly pay off that $50 price point by all the games you were getting month by month, and adding those titles together be more than worth it. I do believe that this is the least likely option that Nintendo will pursue, because something about giving away a free game per month just doesn't seem to really roll with their philosophy. Look how often their games stay at full price, evergreen forever, and they've been better about it this generation, but I still think Nintendo values their IP way too strongly to start giving them away as handouts, which is why I suggest indie titles, but Nintendo Switch is also very successful because of the sales of indie games, and they have great relationships with publishers because of that success, and I'm not sure Nintendo would want to kind of eat the cost of giving away one of those games for free. The fourth option, and another one that I think is highly likely, is to get out there and say, hey, expansion pack owners, we've got more classic consoles coming. We've heard heavy rumors that Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and maybe even Game Boy Advance titles, are on their way. In fact, the rumors about N64 and Genesis were tied very directly to rumors about Game Boy and Game Boy Color. So it seems inevitable that those handheld systems will come to the service, but you gotta just say it. Like, we can't live here in rumor la la land following Reddit and 4chan. We need to know from your mouth that you're delivering. If I'm gonna cough up $50, if I'm gonna 2.5 times the cost of my online membership, if I'm gonna take my family plan from 35 to 80, and I'm not a massive Animal Crossing fan, or even if I am, I would love to know what you're planning for this service. Smoke and Mirrors is great for a direct surprise, but other than that, it does no good for a fan who's trying to decide where to allocate their money before the holiday season. Look, we got bills, we got shopping, we got full games to buy, and now you're asking for $50 for N64 and Genesis? I think they really need to be proactive on the PR front and let players know what they're going to provide. And I do believe Nintendo will fix this problem. I don't think they'll fix it in the time frame that I'd like, but I do hope they fix it soon. I'd like to believe that they'll get out there and let us know this year. The time is now. The holiday season is approaching, and you can sell a lot of memberships because you got great online titles. Animal Crossing, getting a whole bunch of new content. You got Mario Party Superstars, providing true online for that franchise. You got players wanting to trade in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And eventually you'll have Pokemon Legends Arceus and Splatoon 3, so now is the time to set this thing up. You can go from a dud to a home run pretty quickly if you're just proactive. Players just want to know. Give us the goods and deliver on your promises. Set up a schedule and give us an idea of what you got in the year ahead. Whew, that's my rant. Now y'all let me know in the comments down below which you think would fix this service most. Or if you have a different idea or a different train of thought, I'd love to hear it. We need to let Nintendo know that you gotta do more. I mean, I'm eager to check this thing out and we'll definitely take a peek, but it doesn't feel all that great paying $50 for the current offering. Like I said, especially if you're not an AC faithful. So let me know if you wanna see free games, more of a schedule for the N64 and Genesis, if you want to get Game Boy and Game Boy Color up in there, or if you want DLC inclusions to add on. I think that's honestly the coolest and most fun way because it helps support like, hey, you gotta buy the Switch games to play the DLC. So it works for Nintendo too, but it also works for us, the hardcore that would be wanting to buy a $50 online subscription. But let me know your take in the comments down below, and I'm sorry that I said it, but themes and folders, they shouldn't be a part of the expansion pack. They should be for everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love every one of you. I appreciate you so much. Can't wait to see you on the next Good Morning Mario. And until that time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you a lot. SwitchForce, out.